that matter are the people that are here.
Are you recording?
It's done.
Rewriting the last
We're live.
episode.
We're live.
Sedge
Oh my
casted ceremony when they were dropping the people. Tag gets negative inspiration.
No!
Hey, what was that?
You can't give me
Hey,
what I
Felicia.
don't have. Hey, Felicia. What's up?
Hey, Felicia, how's it going?
My mouth is full of lentil curls.
Let me just eat that piece of pizza. Fine.
The problem
give
is
me
that
open ranch.
I actually I like you're kind of narrating so Felicia can understand. You're not
I'm
just
putting the box
asking.
on the ground now.
No, this is unnecessary. But now I know how good the audio quality is, so I do know that she will be able to hear every crunch of your lentil curl.
And every crunch of our sandwich.
I can't wait. I was
yeah.
telling Lexi because we were listening to it in the car right over here.
Wait, you guys
Hell
are
yeah, dog.
Oh my god,
Let's
we
go.
are a podcast now.
Lexi, how funny.
Lexi's the one listener.
You have to say I'm funny because
You're
you're
really
listening.
funny. She's laughing.
I feel like we could make a podcast.
We
Is that-
could.
Your lack of response
This is
speaks
gauche.
volumes.
This is gauche to talk about on the air, but I think we
know.
can make a pretty good podcast. Lexi thinks I'm a dumbass.
I'm forcing my partner to tell me that I'm funny, and she's still not doing it.
But she's laughing at you, which might be better.
Oh.
That just means you're that much funnier. She can't answer.
Felicia, I'm waiting for Lexi to tell me I'm funny.
You guys are all ridiculous.
There you go, it's close enough.
We'll take ridiculous. I'm gonna eat another lentil curl.
I didn't know you were actually gonna crunch it out, so I would have made the noise. Oh man.
We're starting off on such a good.
This is so
place.
good.
I
It's good audio.
couldn't
content.
figure out certain parts of the next part of the adventure, so I didn't write. So
Lucas, what if we decided to just like speed run to the cove though? Then you'd be caught.
then you guys would be doing a way less interesting encounter than what I am starting to think about.
Oh.
Cool.
Scary.
I mean, technically it's not an encounter.
I
It
don't
could be encounters.
Encounters
Yeah.
of the third kind.
Encounter.
No, not my credit card. No.
No.
No. No.
It's imprinting
My
on the
debit
metadata.
What
card.
It's,
are you-
it's imprinting
what
on the
are you
metadata of the audio
doing?
file.
I'm trying to get to my notes on my phone, but I didn't register this.
It's
Oh,
You've
well.
got cube background.
Andy's
Thank you.
floundering.
I'm always floundering. This isn't new information. I'm always stressed out.
I did also, to follow up on something that I did say during the audio recording, is I am actually secretly, I adjusted one of my characters in one of my DMs, my other DMs sort of like one-shots on D&D Beyond, so I can use all of the stuff in
Oh,
D&D Beyond,
nice.
so I can
Yeah.
kind of pirate it. This is
Oh, hell yeah.
so Rex is the character that I played in that one shot, and this is just Sedge's all of his stats because I just erased everything that Rex had, and now it's just Sedge, and I'm just maybe he won't notice.
What are your levels add up to?
9.
Okay, good.
I
I know I already asked,
Yeah.
but there was a moment like 2 days ago when you brought it up the first time that I was like, did I ruin?
No.
I thought
No,
I
no.
thought I accidentally made Tag one level less than Sedge.
Mm.
Cool,
But
because
I
we're
would-
both multi-class now.
Right,
Mhm.
because that was fucking me up.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Because
remember
you could
what
be
level
like 3
fighter
levels
you were.
and something, and then
Yeah,
lower level. Because I'm 7 and 2.
I'm 3 and 6, mostly paladin, a little bit rogue.
Little rogue.
I almost wanted to be like, what if
Oh.
we just did 2
Ooh,
levels
interesting.
in
What
one?
rogue class do you choose?
I chose swashbuckler
Ooh.
That-
because
that's it.
inspired.
it's like kind
It's
of
the close
it's
enough. The
charisma.
closest.
It's charisma based. I didn't want to do any of the weird
Oh,
because
God.
there's like
Is your
assassin
AC, like
ones and
30
stuff.
now?
Oh, my
Yours
AC
is
is still
high.
21. It can't be higher because it's dexterity and medium armor, the scale armor or the half plate, and a shield. So it can't be higher unless I increase my dex, which I could. It could theoretically be 23 if I jacked up all my ability score improvements for dex. It could be 23, but I don't think that's likely. This is the tankiest boy I've ever played by
Yes,
by
tanky.
far.
Insane.
Tanky lad.
Yeah. I'm a tank-like gentleman.
I still can't do the accent.
What? Whose accent? Tags?
I can't do Tag's accent.
Tag
But
doesn't have an accent.
that's-
He's supposed
His,
to.
his accent is just your voice.
It is.
We've been playing for 23 episodes.
No, I know.
You can switch it. You can switch
If
it.
we ever go to Ithamar,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll
Or
switch
come
it.
out.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Mm.
It's like when Hera is French when she goes back to the Twilight world in Rebels. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Hera the god.
When Hera is
from-
French.
Sorry.
Why is the
What are you
Roman
talking
god
about?
French?
In Star Wars Rebels, when Hera
Yeah.
goes back to the Twilight planet, she Ryloth, is that
Yeah.
something? Then she gets French, her accent,
We
but
watched,
she's not normally French.
We watched Scott Pilgrim yesterday.
Oh,
and
cool.
That reminded me of Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah,
And she plays Hera
She
and
does.
and Ahsoka. And they
Pretty well, I'd
they
say.
give her pants that just make her butt look insane. Like she probably has like a good butt or whatever, but like there are shots that are just her walking away that are just her like strutting and are just like, hey, look at Hera's butt.
Wow.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Like cheeks out or what?
Yeah, like it's just like assless chaps
Well,
in a Star Wars show.
Oh.
No, of course not. What are you talking
I
about?
don't. You
No, it's
can't
like-
say
it's
that
like-
deadpan.
but it is like kind of like tight
They're
leather.
like, they're like tight leather orange
Okay.
pants.
Okay.
Yes.
It's insane.
Let me
It is.
write down
Tight leather orange pants.
tight leather orange pants.
What are you writing?
Well,
Yeah,
I was gonna
nothing's
write
happened.
my
What
What could you
notes
possibly be writing?
because
Oh.
I took these notes and then I can't really see them. You can read them.
Yeah.
If you
Okay,
want to.
so
Oh.
let me get through because that
Ooh.
probably has to. There are probably gonna be questions that you're gonna ask in this
You're
session.
probably
Yeah,
gonna ask the
yeah.
DM for that one.
Cool.
But also I
So
don't wanna-
what happened the last session? You guys fought Ghost. You got to the island of the Bell. The Bell of Van Chernen.
the bell of what?
The Bell of Van Chernen, the Titan of the Storm. VANTUR Van Chernen.
It's already gone.
VANTUR
Try and spell it. I cannot.
V
No.
A.
If Lucas says it, look. If Lucas says it once, then it's in the audio.
Yeah.
It's done. It's covered.
Hold on. I haven't even stabilized my pen to the right note taking.
There.
Bell of V.
A. N.
I'm gonna cry.
It's posted to the Discord.
T.
My dude.
U. R. N. E. N.
Longer than
So, you know, the-
funnier
the-
this gets.
The thing Van Chernen,
Can
the
you
Bell
use
of
it?
Van Chernen.
Can you use it in a sentence? That's very good.
The thing that you guys have already completed, which is what you just wrote in your notes. You defeated swaths of ghost pirates that came appearing and dying and reappearing and dying.
We low key befriended a kraken, kind of.
You
Or snuck by it.
you made a kraken not hate you,
Yeah, which that's
which
Uh-huh.
while it is different from befriending it, it is not befriending it.
yeah.
So, in not attacking it, which was the right move, you guys kind of calmed it down to it was like, what the hell is happening? It's kind of like when a cat just kind of sits in the corner and is like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm not going to attack you, but
Mhm.
I'm not know what's going on. And then Tag had a clutch nat 20 on an opposed athletics check, to which the ghost captain was going to throw him off the cliff, but because of the nat 20, Tag used his demon arm to grab the throat of the incorporeal ghost, and through the magic of his now demonic not possession,
Just got a demon
connection.
arm.
You got a demon arm.
Yeah.
You're like
can a
you're,
demon
you're like that guy
strangle
from,
a ghost or grab a ghost?
I
And-
guess we
and-
determined
and-
the demons
and
can't
Lucas
Which is
says
cool.
yes.
Yeah.
Which is
I don't know
cool.
if that's rules is written, but I'm a DM, so I can do whatever I want.
Well,
It's your world.
It's kind of like, because ghost is like spirit, but not going towards the side of good or evil. So I feel like if it can be influenced by like divine smite, or like how ghosts and undead can be like extra zapped by holy stuff, then they should also be able to be like extra demony attacked.
Yeah. So you grab the ghost captain by the
Yeah.
throat and threw him down the
I
cliff.
grabbed his arm
You grabbed his arm? I don't remember.
because he
what
was
happened.
trying to drag me down, and then I caught his
Yes.
arm.
Oh, you caught his
Yeah.
arm and then threw him
We
down.
held hands.
You held
We
hands for a
kissed a
brief
little.
moment. Yeah. That's something that Caldwell does a lot. Is like when they get grappled, he's like, "Oh, he hits you for 10 damage." I scream and then I kiss him. You're like, "Ah, fuck." So yeah, he failed his dexterity throw. His ghost claw was like scraping down the end, and then the Kraken's tentacle grabbed him, crushed him, and then threw him and obliterated him against the
Snowball and lake.
snowball in the lake, which is such a perfect mental image
Imagining
that
that
I loved
happening
it.
to a ghost with the like ectoplasm.
And then like all the
fog
parts,
coming
because
off.
there's also a skeleton
Yeah.
ghost that they go. And
And
the
then
last thing you
sinks.
see is the claw just go.
That's so cool.
It's so cool. Then also another cool thing. Tag lit candles using prestidigitation.
No, he's in create bonfire.
Using create bonfire.
Because Sedge told him to.
Yeah. Sedge was
I-
like, I want you to be
I
involved
was-
in this thing.
I was very
It
proud
was
of that
very
moment.
sweet.
Yeah.
Because, the nature god doesn't care about the candles, but, like, Tag doesn't know that.
And you don't know that. The nature god doesn't care about candles.
Sure. But also,
Um,
Tag doesn't know that.
Sedge then connected with his elemental connected roots and completed the ritual opening the bay to the first fish of the season. Immediately the bell
fishing.
rung and cleared the skies. The storm ended. It became a nice day. Then as you guys were leaving, you took the extra step in collecting the skeletal bodies that were around the kind of like piles of ghostness and gave all of these sailors a proper burial
See.
at sea, which you can only assume further not only put these ghosts to rest, but was an extra move of gratitude, a move of connection to the Titan of the Storms. And thus so, as you complete this ritual and you guys are kind of watching the bodies kind of like half sink, half disappear under the waves. You're not sure which happens first. When you turn around, you kind of see like I don't want to say like a pile of items because that just sounds. You see like you see
drop.
like a loot drop basically. I don't really know how to say it, but there's like an ephemeral box or bat or like a I don't know what are the things that happen at the coast. I should have thought this out.
Maybe
Like a
it's
bottle?
a bottle.
Messages in a bottle. I
Or
don't know how
like the
big
glass,
the items
the glass
are. but-
floats.
Oh, it's a glass float.
Oh, it's
What
a,
if it's-
Wait,
it's like
what
one
if
of
it's a
those
glass float with a fishing net around it and the
Yeah,
fishing net
yeah,
has
yeah.
the stuff?
Yeah.
But the float is keeping it
Perfect.
floating.
That actually fits really well. So you guys in this find 4 items.
4 items.
Four.
You see a compass made out of a bone. You see a kind of like bluish, whitish kind of like scarf, tunic, just like a something that's very soft to the touch. But kind of just like it could be a couple different garments, but it is like a
Sedge
scarf or a
has
tunic.
blue attire already, right? Doesn't Sedge have blue attire?
You're
Yeah,
white.
It's
White
kind of
silver.
like
white, blue.
yeah, it's kind of like a lavender and white kind of, and then the tunic underneath is like kind of gray, kind of slate gray.
Oh yeah.
You also don't have to choose the magic items based on what color they are. they're not.
Tag only wears red.
They're not coded.
Okay, but think of, when you're playing a video game, and you're like, I know that this is gonna give me really good stats, but it will make me look dumb.
Yeah, you choose it because it has a good stats, right?
When you're playing, yeah. No, I choose the one that makes me look good.
I made
I
Gale
think
look
Danny and I are in
fucking.
the schools
I
of
made
looking
Gale look fucking stupid, but he had a really good robe on. And kind of made him look really slutty because it had a big sliver down the front. But
Oh, you put that on him?
yeah, because it had good stats. I gave him an extra spell.
You don't think it looks good?
I'm not into Gale.
I mean,
I hate Gale actually.
everyone hates Gale.
Who's Gale? Oh,
He's the
Baldur's
annoying guy.
Baldur's
He
Gate.
just,
He tried to fuck a god, and he succeeded? Question mark. I don't really know. I didn't
First
really
base?
listen to him. First base, I think.
Second base?
What is second base with a god?
You didn't get to find out after.
Yeah. So okay, there's a compass that's made out of a bone. There's a piece of material that's soft to the touch and looks like the clouds above you. Honestly, there's the I'm glad you said this. There's like a sea glass bauble, and there is a kind of like belt or like a sash or kind of like a leather thing that looks like a seaman, like a sailor would wear. Roll me a d4 -2, minimum of 1, and then I'll tell you which ones, and you guys can choose which ones you want to learn about. So it's a 1. Which one do you want to learn about?
Tell me about the bauble.
The bauble. Okay. So this is called the Drop of Van Chernen. Once per short rest, the holder and their allies can use a bonus action to look upon the drop, granting a healing surge. This allows them to expend up to half of their hit dice to regain hit points equal to the amount rolled plus their con mod. So it's basically a in combat short rest, but it uses the hit dice you would use for a short rest. So like let's say you have 5d6 total. You can expend up to 2 once per short rest. Yeah. So like we're in a fight. I'm like, oh, I'm getting hurt. I need a second wind. And I've already used my second wind. I'm gonna look at whoever's holding the drop, and then I can use my bonus action to heal 2d6. Whatever, it's half of your available hit dice rounded down.
Cool.
And then you have this belt. You also have this scarf or tunic, and then you have this bone compass. As you look at them, the scarf looks very like light and airy. The belt is kind of like a cracked leather, like cracked and worn leather, and the bone compass is currently pointing north.
Sedge, what do you think about any of this stuff?
Wait, are we divvying it up?
I mean, is there anything you particularly catches your eye? I don't know. Shit, Rosalind or Jaime?
We're not. You guys did most of the work. You guys should get the magic items. Also, Rav can just make us magic items.
And Rav.
Yeah, fucking thanks, Tag.
You're fucking small. I'm sorry.
He slaps your thigh, or he just goes.
We're standing behind a barrel.
What?
Oh.
He
stands out from behind a barrel, but you could you just see his ears, and then he stands out and is like, "Hey."
I forgot Rav was also on the boat.
Oh, you forgot about it.
And I was like, Jaime, Rosalind, do you also want any of these items? Get fucked, Rav. No.
You know, Tag,
this small man just stares at you.
I do a lot of traveling. I don't know that I have a whole lot of room in my life for worldly possessions. I will take the sea glass bauble, though. It seems like a worthwhile memento from ringing that bell. Does that sound
you
like
rang that bell good.
I sure as hell did. Does
Hell's
that sound like a
bells.
plan to you? Is that something?
Hell's bells.
Yeah, from
Hell's bells.
DC/DC.
Shut up. Is that ACDC in this one? DCDC? Dice
Yeah,
dice.
there's like a little loop
Yeah.
at the top of the bauble that you
Aw.
can like string a thing through and make it into like a little
Wait, how
necklace.
big is it?
It's about, I mean...
You can make it into a little earring
This is true.
for your.
I do have normally scaled
your
bison
bovine
ears.
ears.
My bovine ears. Yes, I can.
I guess.
I do already canonically have an earring too.
Well, now you can have another one.
Now I can have another one.
Does Tag have earrings?
Rav starts to like... He picks out a needle and he just starts to like heat it up.
He's like.
Are you ready for this edge? I don't know if it's pierced or not.
I
but
think,
really
he's,
hope
already,
it
I think
isn't.
he's already got a hole in there. Usually, when you pierce one, you pierce the other.
I'm set. Thank you, Rav.
You can
He
pierce
just,
your own
he just throws the
That's
nail.
awfully nice
Fuck.
of you.
His ears are
Steaming in
also
a wave.
pierced.
Oh.
Steaming
Yeah,
in
you see a little...
No, you can take the other non-color coded items or any that
I
you
can
want.
also change the color if you need me to.
I really like warm tones, you know.
I'll
not
take
much for the boys.
I'll
He
take
just grabs the scarf and just starts like, he just sits over it with his
The
hands.
rap
He's just
sounds
like,
crack.
you just see he's just using a concentrated prestidigitation, and it's slowly turning to like a dark like pink, like a sunset color.
You have a very nice hat that you can wear the sash and it'll go with it. The scarf.
Oh, I was actually kind of thinking of getting rid of the hat.
Oh,
It was
really?
kind of a
I'll
hat
take it.
phase.
It's kind of a hat.
You already
phase.
have a hat.
But it's not magic.
How do you know my hat's magic?
He's currently changing a magic item. I don't know.
No, I'll take the compass unless you want it. It's something about the bone. It reminds me of home.
Reminds you of home.
Yeah.
You got bone compasses at home?
You got bone compasses at home?
It's kind of a weird way to put it, but no, we don't have bone compasses at home, but we we make like a lot of our like temporary shelters from bones.
From
It's
bone.
fucking sick.
Yeah, because we migrate.
What kind of bones?
Big ones, like mammoth bones.
I thought you guys farmed snails and chitons.
We do. We don't farm the mammoths. We just pick up their bones when they die.
Fucking insane.
No, it's not. It's kind of like
It's
a whale.
pretty-
It's
pretty
kind of like a
action-
whale
That's
on
really
land.
that's
How is that insane?
I'm not
That's
saying.
not.
No.
Then you just get
ancient peoples-
Everybody else on the boat just looks at you.
I didn't think
that's
there were that many
perfectly-
mammoths,
Are
or that you could get that many bones
It's
from them.
indigenous peoples. Mark.
I was insane.
You're really doing this to
John, I'm gonna kick you off this
that
boat,
was
man.
Hyman.
Oh, that's
There were
Hyman.
these beings called humans that lived on a place called Earth, and they made shelters out of mammoth
Another
bones
realm. None
all
of them
the
ever come
time.
here.
All the time. I'll have you know.
Oh, did we used to have connections to them before the unification?
No,
I've
they've never
How do you-
existed here.
God will
know,
not
I
allow me
read.
to speak.
How
of
do you
such
know? How does
things.
anyone know about
God is
this?
just like humans suck. They've never been allowed on Earth.
No, but really,
Humans are
like,
boring. And
Yeah, like Paleolithic people.
Oh
Like
yeah,
they used to
oh
make
yeah.
shelters
No, I
out of
know.
mammoth
That's just,
bones.
this is just tag.
Andy
Oh,
knows
just-
that.
No,
Tag's just a
Player
fucking
Andy is fully aware that this is a totally normal thing. Tag is just like,
It's
man.
like, wow,
Like,
what the
the
fuck?
concept
You
of-
make a tent out of a bone?
No, the concept of just finding enough mammoth bones to do that kind of freaks him out.
Do you not have large mammals where you're from, Tag?
No, it's a lot of fish and lizards. Really fucking big lizards.
Wait, you're from
Lizards.
Ithamar, right?
Yeah.
Also, he lives in a city.
Big lizards.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Like, you know, like they got Ithamar, where all like where a lot of criminals live.
I'm actually totally making this up. I just really want lizards to be there.
You want lizards to be there?
I want like giant Komodo dragons.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
fucking sick.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
of course. Well,
Okay.
what do you
Did we
think the
decide
like?
that looks like Barcelona?
Yeah.
So Barcelona
With
with like
giant
giant
lizards in it?
monitor lizards
Yeah,
running around is
yeah.
pretty dope. That's
I mean,
pretty
there's
cool.
a reason that they just like terrorize down there because they're running down on like They're kind of like
Yeah.
those people that attack the gang and the gang in season 1.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The Rough Rhinos.
The Rough
Yes,
Rhinos.
and
They're
they
like,
have
they're like those
okay.
and the
things.
Rough
The
Rhinos.
scary, like, running
Exactly.
the water
And they
dragon.
like breathe yeah.
Oh,
It's
those
like
guys,
it's like
yeah.
that, but
Mhm.
like twice as big.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of mammals there. So.
Don't have a lot of mammals, but you know, it sounds to me like you could probably make shelters out of those giant lizard bones if you felt so inclined.
If we did, there's a lot of like buildings there already though, so I think most people have their shelter figured out. But you know,
Some people just gotta stay on the move, you know?
that's totally fair. It's totally fair.
And some people like to settle in a city. And Sedge looks a little bit sad.
Oh
Is there
Rev,
Rev just starts to talk. He's like,
Tag just,
he
like,
stops
pushes
himself and
him
he's just
away.
like, I'm gonna keep doing this thing where I don't have to talk to anybody, and he goes back
no!
behind the barrel.
That's
and
a
he's
great
like,
idea,
"Arr,
Rap.
arr,
That's
arr."
a great idea.
yeah, so, but anyway, that's all by the by.
City life does get boring after a while. Some
Yeah.
people can change their minds.
You left a city? Was that by choice?
No, but I just went to another city. So
Oh, you left the city and then went to another city, but you are clearly not in one now.
no,
So you left a city twice.
I've left a lot of cities.
Seem like a well-traveled guy.
Ish.
You ever encounter things like what we've been dealing with over the last couple days?
Oh, definitely not. It was way more like level 1 stuff. Just like, oh, let's go like rob a bakery, but the bakery's locked. Oh, we can't. No one can pick a lock. We'll go raid their trash then. Oh, the like local city guard is here, and we're like going through their trash, and they like throw stuff at us and get us to leave. It was real small time shit. It was nothing like this.
Your fights are bigger now. How
bigger.
did you prepare to fight the undead pirates of the last couple days if your previous opponents were locks and trash cans?
It's a great question. It's a really good question. I think a lot of audacity. And, going
This
with
is
the,
now
going
becoming a
with the
business
flow.
interview. You're like, I've got a lot of go with the flow,
Yeah.
a lot of can-do attitude.
You nervously start to look around and you realize that everybody, like Jaime and Rosalind, have both just like politely, like when you're in a party in a conversation that you don't want to be in anymore, you're just like, oh yeah, and they've just like backed away to like the like driving area of the boat,
And I'm not
and you
saying-
just grilling Tag, just like, how did you get to be the way?
Why the fuck are you out here adventuring?
I also
You sound like small meat boy.
I'm not saying Tag is this kind of guy, but there is a kind of guy at a party who's like, I
Oh.
have a lot of audacity. And
There are a lot of
You know?
guys who have a lot of audacity.
yeah, exactly. But there's that they say that, and I think that would also be a person at a party that you'd be like, yeah, I would like to lead this conversation.
Mhm.
I've been told I'm very annoying, and that's something people look for.
In an opponent.
In general, it gets it gets me through a lot of stuff.
That it does.
I'm so sad. I'm sad all my NPCs walked away because I can't react to that. I've been
could-
told
he
I'm
could have said
annoying, and
it's
a lot
like-
of people like that.
No, not a lot of people like that. Just that it
Just one person that you traveled around with a lot.
Yeah. I don't know.
By the nature of this voyage, we have taken a significant amount of risks.
Yeah.
Fought more undead than I have, frankly, usually do.
Oh,
on
I've
my
never seen a
journeys.
ghost before.
Well,
That's true.
you handled that well, considering.
Actually, wait.
Tag or said you would know that. Tag, you might know this
Uh-huh.
in case you like overheard people talking about cool shit at a bar. But you would know that the Silver Marsh, kind of the area you're heading toward, not necessarily this area particularly, but the Silver Marsh is known for like necromancy, like death, undeath, and life, kind of like that cycle. So I guess as like you say that, you're like, well, kind of, I guess it makes sense that they're like nearby.
Yeah.
But you would think that the farther away they get from like the hubs of people like practicing necromancy in like
Sure.
in like a good way, the further you get from that, the more that the skeletons are probably bound to be bad.
Yeah.
Have you dealt with a lot of skeletons and ghosts? Were they in the war?
Intermittently
Before.
skeletons and ghosts, but not like it's not unreasonable that we would find some, but the reason
you
that
exercise them? Do you have like holy water?
I am a holy man. I can.
If you just like hi,
I don't-
banish you.
I don't usually use water, though. You've seen me use my sword.
He just puts his hand on
yeah.
his skull. Like, I don't usually use water. Grabs his one-handed sword.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You seem much better with the sword.
But I don't need to talk about the afterlife. The main reason that I brought up the undead in the first place is that you, for being a random traveler with a gun, are going through an awful lot of trouble to go all the way to the Silver Marsh. You seem very intent to go there. Lesser men would have turned around, but you're very determined.
They weren't as annoying as me.
Well, I don't have anything to say to that.
I mean, I told you I'm kind of looking for like more people like Dayron after all the shit that I went through in the Twin Cities, but I guess my lack of self-preservation in this sense is probably a little weird.
Notable.
Yeah, that's fine. That's chill.
Notable.
A prolonged...
phenomenal prolonged noise, canonical noise for Plank to make.
Yeah.
I guess I'm also kind of going to the Silver Marsh. If I tell you something, will you promise not to freak out?
Yeah, probably. I don't freak out easy.
Can you pinky swear?
Yeah, why not?
He holds up his right arm.
Why not?
You feel a pronounced like a fiendish presence.
Cool.
Like not like a presence. I need to rephrase that.
The stank.
You feel like this stink you felt before that. You're like, that's weird, and then you're like, oh, and then the stuff about the nightmare, the stuff about I astral projected into like another person. You're like,
I'm not feeling LaDonna.
you're not feeling LaDonna. You're just being like,
Okay.
oh, there's like warlock fiend magic attached to that.
Wait, are the other NPCs there?
They're like away. If they,
Okay, good.
if you guys,
I just
you can
didn't
touch
want
tones.
I just didn't want them to like flip out like they did last time.
No,
They
they're
weren't pinky sworn.
They were not pinky
Rav
sworn.
specifically is like, unless you're like, hey Rav, he's focusing on like changing.
He's in deep focus.
And
He's really trying to get that
You
scarlet
guys are like
hue.
on like the front of the ship, and like they're on the back, like getting it ready to start sailing again.
Oh,
So you guys
that's
are
cute.
nobody will hear unless you're like, what the fuck? Nobody will hear.
Holy shit, you're possessed by a demon.
But yeah,
What
you feel
tar?
like. I mean,
you know what? I like your Sedge voice.
What correlation?
Your Sedge voice is better than mine.
No, mine's
Your such voice is like Hank Hill, and like yours is
It is-
Arthur Morgan,
It is a little bit.
like King of the Hill.
I have to admit I've never actually seen King of the
That's
Hill.
fine.
I
But-
have not seen an episode.
I mean,
Tumblr
I'll
is
even say
giving me some
in
through
touching
osmosis.
a warlock of the fiend, you your divine sense just like kicks in. Like you don't even
Did
have
it
to
when
be
I
like,
healed him earlier today?
No, because the way that we framed it was
through
the way you were-
elemental stuff.
yeah, because you weren't tapping into your like divine stuff. It was more
Oh,
elemental
okay,
stuff, so
sure.
it wasn't like
Mm-hmm.
versus
Yeah.
evil.
Right.
No, but I'm in like Moonrook Paladin mode.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
specifically because you mentioned it, you're like, I'm a holy man. Now, when you go into it, you're like, oh
You
no,
have the
my
Catholic intention.
my Catholic upbringing is coming out.
I am now touching you with Catholic intention.
And then your divine sense kicks. What? Right?
I knew it was gonna be bad when I said it. I couldn't stop myself.
Why are there sirens outside? I don't know. This is the police are here to arrest Edge. No, but like I'm pretty sure in the divine sense, it's like holiness or like good rings like bells and evil stinks like trash or something.
As an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. You can use this feature 3 times per long rest.
Yeah, I think that in the flavor text of it, that's above the like mechanical text of it. It's like it sings
I
like bells.
do not have access to the flavor
fine.
text at this time.
Yeah, I just really love how it says it because it's such like a palpable like thing. But like when you touch that, the kind of like your like deception of that breaks because you're willfully breaking it, and also like you're finally like being let in, and then you're able to just kind of like you can almost like feel Tag's aura. It's like normal, just like being a tiefling is not like a bad thing, but then like it's almost like
Just being a
you see Sedge's eyes kind of start to glow like unintentionally because you've like allowed this connection.
Is it kind of like how God, I always forget her name. The
Camille.
Camille.
It's kind of like
Okay.
well, Camille was just like on edge,
Yeah.
and then you walked in and you're like, damn it. So it's similar to that.
Okay.
Sedge, you can feel your divine sense go on, and you can see kind of like an aura of Tag, and the hand that you're looking at is just like blacks and red smoke kind of coming off of it. But the rest of it, like it's kind of just like crossfading into the rest of his body. But yeah,
And I mean,
you get the
Sedge
sense.
is, I mean,
You've been
kind of knows.
You've been sniffing at
you
it, but
know?
now you
Yeah.
have like you've been allowed to like
You've just been staying in your life.
yeah you've been polite, and now
Yeah.
you've been said like, oh, you don't have to be polite anymore. Here's and then a bunch of shit.
So Sedge is like, you know, sort of like whatever, irises are shimmering, and he's just sort of like narrowing his eyes just like a little. He's not like, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And like, how does
You
Tag
can
respond to that?
you can tell Sedge is looking at you
like that body language of like
Like sus,
huh,
but
interesting.
oh
Yeah.
like yeah.
So this isn't really an old injury. It happened about 3 days ago.
Holy
So at
fuck!
this point,
It's longer than that. It must be right.
So like 2 days on the road, three days on the road.
2.
2 days on the road, a day in or I guess 2 nights on the road.
So like a week ago.
night on in the town, another night in the water, and another night before the fight.
So 5.
So it's about a week.
Okay. A week ago, ish, when the Twin Cities were getting the whole riot ordeal, I told you I was directly involved in that with like
You did.
trying to get me and my crew out. And I might have made a really stupid decision to go back in and try and elude a wizard who was trying to kill us. But I killed him, but I went back and I got hit with a rock in the head.
Like you took on like a giant bird.
No. No, someone
Oh, you mean you were like stoned?
just some guy
With a
just
rock.
threw a rock at me. Then it hit me like right here. Like really bad.
Yeah, Tag points at a thing, and you can kind of still see like a scar.
Like, and
You were hit with a rock so bad that you did what now?
I mean, what do you think happens when you get hit in the head with a rock really bad?
Depends on the rock.
I actually don't have any consequences to saying this except for your reaction, which could be bad. I more or less, I pretty much died. Which is why it was supposed to be really funny when I said I have worse last words, because I actually did have really, really stupid last words.
I won't pry. It's a man's private business. What he said when he died previously.
I appreciate that. But I might have wanted to come back to make sure that my friends got to safety, and also I didn't want to die like that because that was a really stupid way to die, and I'd still have to go find someone. But I kind of made a deal to come back.
You made a deal.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out how to make that deal less of an open situation.
How much do you know of the nature of your deal maker?
Not a lot.
That's awfully dangerous, Tag.
Yeah. It wasn't a great situation.
There are a lot of scary forces making deals out here.
Don't roll below a 5. It's a luck check.
To see if LaDonna's listening.
It's
Okay.
You have a 75% chance to pass it.
Don't
Just
roll below 5.
This is right.
I mean, Sedge is literally actively telling you that your patron is
13.
dangerous.
You're fine. You mentioned your deal and you kept talking about it. So not that like triggered anything, but
But she
I didn't want to be like,
She'd be like, "Oh,
yeah.
what's this?"
Did she just? It was like, oh, should I like
By chance, check
should
in.
I by chance
Yeah.
check in?
Yeah, no, I know. It's
So you died.
yeah,
You made a deal to come back from the dead.
yeah.
You do not know the nature of the entity that offered you this deal.
I know
Very well.
I know her name, and I know where she is, and I don't really want to.
Names are powerful things.
Yeah.
Give me a. Just do intelligence plus proficiency with advantage.
Intelligence. I'm not
Tag isn't like.
Wait, I'm not intelligent. So it's
No,
just gonna be
I'm
plus
I'm
proficiency.
throwing Katie a bone to help you two out.
Ooh, ouch. Ouch. That's a total of a 13.
Hey, 13,
Beats a
13.
12. So you would know, Sedge, like you said, like I told you last time, names are really important. But you would also know that they're in this context, like I told you,
Mm.
you need to use them very specifically.
Mhm.
And it could, like, it said, and because you only rolled like a 13, it said that, like, some people in, like, your studies have been like, oh, if you say the name of a demon too many times out loud, then it loses its power. And you don't know the truth in that statement, but that's like an old wives' tale that you've heard.
Hmm.
So, as like Tag's saying these things, that comes to mind.
And Tag isn't like
You're good.
intentionally being withholding. He's just really freaked out
And you
about
can-
potentially like.
If
You can read that in Tag.
if
Yeah.
LaDonna like sneaks into his senses, does he know?
She would make deception checks or like stealth checks.
Because it'd be like me being
But she's
Barrett's
also-
head, kind of.
But she's also like she's you being in Barrett, but
Like, he's hesitant not because he's worried about how you're gonna react. He's hesitant because he doesn't want to get you, like,
Or like in trouble?
in trouble with
her?
LaDonna, yeah.
I reckon she I'm probably already in trouble with
On her radar.
You know, on her radar just by being with you.
But I'm going to the Silver March because that's where they told me to go look for potential answers or people I could ask.
Solutions. Yeah, they're known for being able to do a lot of things in Silver Marsh. Maybe some things with deals.
Do you know anything about the Geas spell?
yes.
Chaos.
Do I?
I'd say you can roll
Jeebus.
an Arcana or Religion check,
Okay.
whichever. I think they're like the same.
both plus 0 because they're both int based.
This is a higher DC.
13.
Wow, 13 again.
You've heard of it. You know it's a control spell. You know it's like it's like It's similar to command in the sense that like it's like a spell you cast on somebody to get them to do something, but that's about as far as you know.
Not much. Just that it's a command.
Yeah. She has used that on me.
Has she?
Yeah, which freaks me out for my own choice over what I get to do. Which is why I was like, as far as I'm aware, you can trust me, but if that happens again, I don't know.
Sedge just gonna sort of just look out at the ocean and just sort of feel the waves or feel the the wind for a little bit.
Goes through
You're
his
like, yeah. I hate to ask, but you done things under her control that you've regretted?
I regretted who was there when they happened.
Oh, the most tragic answer.
I did have to kill someone who had previously wronged us, but it was at the cost of scaring away someone I didn't want to scare away.
Well, the nature of this deal, are you going to have to do that again?
I don't know if that applies to it, because there were two things. Can I make a internal insight check just to kind of put up, I don't know how that would work, putting up blockers to make sure that LaDonna doesn't pop in right now with all this talk about it?
You
or just
can
to kind of keep...
since I'm not gonna make her roll again because that feels unfair. I'll say with that luck check, you kind of are like, oh shit, she could be talking or she could be listening right now, and you kind of steal you I don't know, gain some mental fortitude, and you could do an insight check with advantage because you succeeded to know that she's there, if she's there or not.
I really don't want her to be there. With what?
Advantage.
Because you succeeded on that roll.
Oh my god, the other thing was a 6. What's my...
It's probably decent. I mean, you did switch your wisdom.
Wisdom check?
Insight check.
Insight. It's an 8.
You can't tell.
He's too stressed out.
Yeah, you're really
stressed
stressed.
He's sweaty.
You're not. You can't be certain. You don't you know what it's like when she talks to you in your head, and when she makes her presence known, and you kind of know that feeling. You're not feeling that right now, but you're this is, you're on the, I don't know, I'd say on the verge of a panic attack because you're talking about all this shit. So that's kind of giving you the lack of mental clarity to be certain, but you don't feel the same things that you would normally feel when you had talked to her before.
I am not very proficient in insight, but can I roll an insight check to see how stressed out Tag is?
Yes.
Okay. I want to know if Sedge even picks up on
And
it.
your divine sense is on. You can do it with advantage because you know what you're stressed out about.
Well, that's a good start. Wow, even better. I got the reverse of your rolls because I
Really?
rolled a 17
That's
and an 18.
hilarious.
That's funny.
So that is an unnatural 20.
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
A
From
dirty
a clean
slutty
man. Insane.
That's recorded for posterity.
Yeah.
Now. I hope
I'm just gonna
Dirty
play that on
slutty
loop.
20.
I think that comes up in an earlier one because I'm roll me your dirty, sluttiest little whore of a 20.
I don't remember that, but that's insane.
It does come up.
Okay, calling it a dirty 20, I think is frankly kind of gross.
No,
but
I
it.
know this.
But I like it because it actually does make a lot more sense than an unnatural 20 because it's hard
Math
to.
is natural.
But it's hard to delineate when somebody's talking about it. So it's you know what I mean? They're natural 20. You know what I mean? It's it's easier to delineate when you say it's a dirty 20.
Dirty. Fucking
It's a man-made 20.
It's a filthy, slimy 20.
I have a friend
Stanky 20.
in another campaign that I played in who's very, very sex averse and called it a store-bought 20.
That's
Store
pretty-
bought,
I
that's
like
cute,
that. I like that a
actually.
lot.
It's a store-bought 20.
Non-homemade 20.
Yeah.
Store-bought 20
Um,
instead of a dirty 20.
That's really
with
cute.
that insight check, Sedge like canonically feels all the stuff that we've kind of been talking about, like the panic attack stuff.
I feel your panic attack.
Yeah, but,
They have
like
a
you kind of
panic
see
attack
him like hyperventilating almost, like really like heightened blood, like your pupils are dilated, kind of thing. Like you can tell the stuff he has been telling you is like gated, but not because he doesn't want to, but because it's like so difficult to talk about. And also with that insight check, you're like, okay, if this kid's dealing with a demon and they have never dealt with a demon before, they don't. Your tag is out of Tag's depth. Like you can tell by the nature of like being unsure about this deal, being like seeing the damage that was done just because of the deal, his demeanor whenever he talks about it. Would you have told Sedge about what's her name, Marwyn?
I mean, we haven't
Yes.
talked about that yet.
Well,
We could.
he would have, except then that everyone was like, oh my god, they fucked in the alley.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I mean,
He
we
can't, but also he wants to protect her too because he told LaDonna directly that he forgot her name.
I mean, you could, I guess, like you talk about it now, and then I can say
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
thing.
So he can go.
Yeah,
on
but
that
no,
too.
you brought up a good point, and that he's really young, and this is
You're like, I'd say like a
Um,
late 30s, early 40s, and Tag's like younger than us. Like Tag's younger than you, I'd say.
Takes
like,
26.
26. Well, yeah.
But
Tag's
mentally, he's
mentally
like,
he's like 20,
yeah.
yeah.
but like mentally he's Paul.
And I don't know how old.
No!
Okay, let's
No,
go.
no,
not your dad.
no.
I don't know how old
Oh.
Sedge is either.
I'm just guessing like
40s.
dad age.
It's just like
40s.
45 in my brain.
Yeah, yeah, I
yeah.
think that's about right.
But because in like Tag kind of like I'd say briefly describes Marwyn, and like the situation, like not even you
Remember
don't go
when you
into
thought I hooked up with that girl in the alley?
Okay, really quick.
Yeah.
I kind of
Um,
wish I had.
This
Okay,
is
damn.
silly medical school knowledge, but the mnemonic to remember the classic hallmark symptoms of a panic attacks is panics.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
That's cute.
paresthesias, abdominal distress, nausea,
He has
like
a
an intense
28.
an intense fear of dying or losing control, shortness of breath, chest pains, paresthesias, like the whole what's it called?
Like
yeah,
sweating
like
and
the
stuff.
hyperventilation, the
Yeah.
sweating, yeah.
Tag
The
is doing all those
perspiration,
things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll say
what-
Tag mentioned the Marwyn stuff, and you were there when they were having that conversation.
Yeah, no, but
you don't go into details, but he does mention somebody else who made a similar deal, but that didn't have the same effects that Tag had, and that's I just want Sedge to know that because that's very important.
that what?
That somebody else made a similar deal to like gain something, to get something, to gain power. or
Who's
something.
someone else?
Marwyn.
Oh, sure.
But
But wait,
didn't
wait.
fuck it up.
For the
We're
panics.
too like good. Talking about Marwyn is like almost 2 steps ahead for now. First, has Sedge dealt with like other warlocks, period, or other people that have made demonic deals? Because he's a substantial amount older than Tag, and
Right.
if he hasn't directly, maybe he's like heard of his, one of his other fellow.
This is
Moonrook
normal
people.
for warlocks.
yeah,
Moonrook Knights have dealt with something like this before. Like I know Tag's like you said, it's like it's like baby's first demonic possession. Or whatever.
right.
But like, has Sedge encountered anything remotely like this before?
I'll say they've been like either secondhand accounts of like, oh, we just fought this guy who had, who fought with a sword, but all the sword's magic was, demonic or something. Or the classic, like, I am a warlock and I'm pillaging a town and I'm going to turn everybody into chicken. Like, I'm going to burn everything to the ground for the sake of the fifth devil or something,
Sure.
Kind of more like either classic warlock where they're going to be the shining knights and we're going to like bust down the door and save the princess, or dudes that have like made deals and gains magic power like a classic warlock class. I don't really understand what's
I
happening.
mean, let the record show that Andy's trying to write without looking at it and doing so very successfully.
Andy just nailed it.
I would say so.
That's what this comes up after you guys.
Okay.
Hey,
But
I
yeah.
just wanted to see if
So
I could do
nothing. You haven't like personally been on those missions, but you've heard like friends of yours like kicking down the doors of an evil magic user, or friends of yours dealing with like eldritch knights, but instead of arcane magic, they're using the fiendish magic. So you've heard of this. This stuff isn't like normal, but it's weird that you've seen it. It's weird that it's coming up so often. That's the weird part.
Tag, I'm gonna be honest. You look like you're a little out of your depth here. And I frankly don't blame you.
Is that a joke? Because we're on a boat surrounded by water.
Honestly, it was not. It was not intentional. God agrees with me. It's not an
That's
intentional
a good.
joke.
No, I was being like,
But
that's a good
God
joke.
speaks
but it was
directly
pretty
to
good.
you.
God does
I'm
speak
just
directly
trying
to
to,
me.
I'm just
That was
trying
a pretty good joke.
I'm just trying to keep it really
God
light,
speaks
man.
directly to me and
Tag
tells
is
me
like
that was
actively crying.
pun unintended, my squirrely lad. You seem pretty out of your depth. I have also not dealt with situations like this personally. I will admit, you are awfully young to have been making deals like this.
They do say only the good die young, so what does that say about me?
I certainly hope you don't die again young. How afraid should I be of you? Should I be afraid for Rosalind? For me? For a gunshot in the night? Should I be afraid for you?
No,
Doing something that you might regret?
I only have one more thing, supposedly, in this contract. Because I think the dream thing that happened the other night I told you about was one of those things.
A single action can define a man.
It really can. It really can.
Give me an insight check. And because you know your contract and it's spelled out for you, you can do it with advantage.
Ooh, that was already decent. You do the advantage though.
Oh, with advantage?
Yes.
Oh.
Because
be
you
better.
know the statement.
Nope, it wasn't better.
It wasn't
better.
It really wasn't,
It wasn't better.
Insight, so 17.
Cool. You so you know your contract says one request for your participation and one request for the use of your power.
Mm-hmm.
You're worried about that second one.
Yeah, I was gonna.
But because you rolled above a 15, knowing LaDonna, like, given your experience in the past week and a half, you know that she lies. That she
You've only been
lies.
dead for like a week. And
That's
then
nuts.
That's a lot. You've
Yeah.
been through a lot.
Yeah,
in
I
a
mean,
very
your
short
Tag
span.
hasn't slept well ever.
It's why he's so squirrely.
Yeah.
Man.
So you would know. You know the nature of your pact, but you are able to infer, or you're able to kind of guess. If you're like, oh, if I was in her shoes, I'm not gonna just make. I only have one more bullet.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna use that bullet to just kill a random paladin. I'm not gonna use it to kill a random girl. She probably has something very specific lined up for that use of the contract. And like the other things is to like, oh, so she can check up on you. She can do she can do other things. She can kind of like
She could still chaos me if she wanted to, can't she? Or no?
that part you don't know.
Cool.
With this insight check, it's not high enough to gain that, but that thinking about it, you realize that's a question. That's the basically other than like, how do I get rid of this? That's the question you need to ask somebody who's dealt with
Yeah.
like
that's-
intense magic.
yeah,
Like you
yeah.
need to talk to like a hag or like a
Go get a hag to steal my eye.
Exactly. Or you need to talk to like a druid, like a high level druid or something.
It's very funny because hags are like they're like a legitimate sort of class of magic user, but it's like you just gotta talk to some hag.
I mean,
Talk to a hag.
It's like,
I mean, you
in the
gotta-
context of the real
Yeah.
realm.
You're
it's
kind
There's
of
a
like
lot of hags
I
in
might
the
need
Silver
to, I might need to give
Some
up
hag.
something to the Baba Yaga so I get a definitive answer that
Yeah.
I need to talk to somebody who it's not worth them lying to me.
Yeah.
Like they don't give a shit. They just want something of yours to like use as a spell component. Like
Cool.
that's the person you need to talk to.
Sweet.
like your other horn.
Another horn?
No, I'm just being.
No,
I only
I
got
can't lose
one.
my other horn.
I do.
Hey, you kind of
Man.
look like Karlak.
I do love the episodes where I can just like growl as Sedge for
Yes.
like 2 hours.
It's great.
That's all
We
I've been
haven't we
doing.
haven't had like a good RP episode in a while.
It's been a beat. It's
True.
been a little beat.
I don't
Um,
think that necessarily will come into play.
You reckon? What if I were to stop you from doing something very dramatic and very, in not in my best interests or your best interests? Would I be in your line of fire?
You know that would depend on the context.
I think we'd have to be somewhere where it's something that she wants.
Do you know what she wants?
Well, I think she wants to get out of hell.
Don't they all?
What?
Don't they all?
I mean, wouldn't you?
Frankly, yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sedge, give me an insight check.
We're having a conversation where neither of us are that good at insight, I think. 5. Just 5.
Would perception make that any better?
Yeah, it would. To 7.
Yeah, you
I didn't.
you don't really notice anything. It was a little too steep for you to get it. Oh, that sucks.
You mentioned. You mentioned Marwyn.
Oh, I don't know if he said her name,
Oh, okay.
but the
You mentioned the
The
alleyway,
Yeah.
big woman,
the alleyway
big
woman.
yeah,
the big woman
Oh.
that like passed by you guys.
You're-
she literally like picked me
Your
up
booty call.
by my fucking like scruff. That's how big she was. It was crazy. It was kind of embarrassing.
Sounds pretty hot for you. Quite an experience. I don't know what
I was
this has to do
scared.
with the situation.
I was more
but-
scared than horny.
But you're saying you're still horny.
There was.
I'm always horny.
Hey.
Horny boys gotta
I
stick
did.
together.
Yeah,
Get it,
I
'cause-
told
Yeah.
I told her about it, and she wanted to know her name, and I didn't want to give that away because I'm worried about what might happen to her. Because she kind of helped me out and like told me about her deal, and
Did she make a deal with the same entity?
I think so. But like just for power, not to come back to life. I guess a lot of people like make deals with her for power.
Seems ill-advised,
Do you
but maybe I'm not one to judge.
know any of the demons?
God, do I know any of the demons?
Sedge, I'm so glad you asked because I would say that Sedge is a studious boy.
No, he's not.
Well,
He's-
you're not smart, but you went to school. Is what
I
I'm
did.
saying.
Yeah, I did. I did go to school.
So
I'm not playing a studious boy anymore.
you're not a smart guy, but you did. You're not a smart guy, but you're a smart guy. If that makes sense. Like you're not book smart, but you're like street smart.
You're not a fart smeller, you're a smart feller.
Exactly. You remember the important stuff, which is like
When you were skimming, you remembered the end of the book.
you remember the
Stop.
names. You remember the levels of hell. And there are 6. There are 6 levels, and each devil is a archdevil of that level of hell. Starting from the 1st level and ending at the 6th level, which is the deepest part of hell.
Mhm.
Kind of goes in like an inverse cone. The 1st level is Bogon, the Devil Forged. I'm just gonna put
Thank
this.
you, thank you.
Is Bogon, the Devil Forged. The next level is Seletafel, the Devil Polluted. The third level is Vierna, the Devil Pained. The fourth level is Seasia, the Devil Tricked. The fifth level is Enmala, the Devil Abandoned. And the sixth level is Osmodius, the Devil King.
Oh fuck, we do have Asmodeus here.
So Sedge, Tag has not said the name of their patron, the true name of their patron, so you just know that there are 6 devils and it's one of them.
But does any of the things that characteristics Tag has displayed point me to any number of them?
I would
Because you've used some wacky powers.
Oh
now,
yeah.
You know,
Do you have anything I could write on? This is Tag asking. Do I have
think
anything I
do.
could write on?
I think I do.
You don't keep.
you
keep
guys
like a
probably you
journal?
would probably have like a notebook or
Yeah.
something. You probably don't.
Tag is going to like.
Tag probably, frankly, doesn't.
Tag
but-
is going to
but Sedge
comically
would,
do
yeah.
what I did because he's so worried about her just popping in. Like, he's gonna slap, like, cover as much of his, like, senses that he can and then scribble out this name, like LaDonna Bruchata.
So there are 3 femme. I didn't mean to do it. No, there are 4 femme-coded devils and 2 mask-coded devils. All devils, gods, and titans in my world are gender neutral, but they're like a more mask or femme depending. The 4 that are femme are Seletafel, Fierna, Seasia, and Enmala.
Which are the middle.
The
all
middle
of the
ones.
Middle ones.
Because Tag has used feminine pronouns, and your guess between the 4 of them, the only one you could really
This is all 4.
knock out
Oh.
is the second one, because you haven't really seen or heard any like acid pollution, like decay.
But I don't know what LaDonna Bruchata means. What is that in
That's
the
in the
universe?
Italian. Well, that would be in Infernal. Because
Like
that
Dante's
was
Inferno.
yeah, and you know
Yeah.
you know Infernal
Mm.
because you're a tiefling, not because of this thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of like a tiefling, like evil kind of like.
But I
Italians
don't
are
know
evil.
that.
I mean, Romance languages span. Well,
They all
for
kind of
me,
converge.
Infernal, like Romance,
Mm.
Spanish,
Roman descent
for me, it's like
languages.
the Romance languages span from like Infernal to like Sylvan, and like that kind of like old, like old language.
But Sedge doesn't speak any of those.
Sedge speaks Infernal. No, you don't. Sorry. You.
I speak Common, Giant, and Thieves' Cant. I don't know what
Ooh.
Giant maps. to
Wait, we
this
could have been
as
speaking
well.
in Thieves' Cant to each other?
Yeah. But you don't know that.
forgot
I mean,
what
unless
that's
you
what
just
I
start
think it's
doing
gonna
that.
No. You would have heard Tag do it at the bar.
Yeah, you would. I guess now that I'm saying that,
Oh,
you,
yeah.
you understood what Tag said. So you heard all the dumb shit that he was talking about with the other thieves, which led him to
Can I have a lentil curl?
One Lentil Girl.
One lentil curl, please.
So yeah, you're kind of like, oh, it's 3 through 5, because of the clues that you've gotten so far. But
Okay.
yeah, you would also have like a notebook because you probably send letters or like keep notes of your own thoughts.
I
and
think I
stuff.
have to for the nights.
Yeah.
Is my
Oh yeah,
head
yeah, yeah.
canon.
There's like
Do
you
they
have a nightly stationery set.
That's so cute. Does it have a little moon on it with a rook?
Yeah, it has like
It's got the little,
it has the
it's
little.
got the little logo
It's
that
like
I made
black stamped and it's all cute.
Wow, very
with
nice.
the ginkgo leaf
With blind
that I
boss.
was very proud of.
Mm-hmm,
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
Oh, for some reason I thought it was a.
I'll make you stationary.
Oh, who's up on this?
That's
Who's a second ago.
See if I can get to it before you can.
The logo doesn't exist outside of this piece of art, though. I didn't make a separate one.
That's
so
fine. Yeah, that's the Moonrook logo. Lots of ginkgo trees.
Ginkgo stinko.
Dinko stinker.
Stinko.
They stink.
They
Stinky
do.
trees.
Only the
Female.
female stink. That's what I said.
They're the ones with the fruit. But you wouldn't know.
I rolled a nat 20, but I wasn't playing with anything, which is dumb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my offer still stands, Tag. If you need any of us to keep an eye on you, I volunteer for that. I can't promise that I will be able to find you a way out of this deal, but potentially get you to a place where you're safer.
That's cool. Thank you. You don't have to do that. But if it does come down to
You are confessing to demonic possession in the presence of a holy man. I do have to do it.
yeah.
I am honor bound to help you in this situation.
Thank you.
Which might actually be scary to Tag.
That is a little bit scarier.
Somebody's
is-
committed to you. How does that feel?
He doesn't know.
But also out of like religious obligation.
Yeah. He's like, that's kind of weird, but cool. But if it does come down to like stopping me from doing something, I'm kind of glad that you're around so you can do that. If it comes to that.
I love adding things
I
to
agree.
your guys' note pages.
I appreciate that. And I do not want to scare you. But I will do everything I can to make sure that the way I stop you is not killing you again.
Yeah. It wasn't so bad the first time. I'd probably do it a second or third time if I need to.
It's the wildest thing I've heard you say, Tag.
Really?
You're,
I feel like
you're an
I've said
insane
some
person.
pretty fucking up shit.
No. Even after the conversation we just had,
Mhm,
that is the
mhm.
wildest thing I've heard you say.
Oh.
You are an interesting gentleman. And you are far too young for the things that have befallen you.
Makes life exciting, I guess.
Thank you for this endeavor. I'm so
Jaime just comes around and like fills up your glass.
He does hand out
Thank you
Refreshments.
kindly.
little rough skins of water.
Oh, that's
When
cute.
you guys like kind of like sitting there and like kind of just like looking out into the water.
Mhm.
He's
Yeah,
like, "Oh."
Tag's hair is rustling in the breeze, the sea breeze as we're sailing.
Oh,
it's
it
very
is-
cool.
It is incredibly interesting that
It's
you say
super
that.
crunchy. It's super crunchy. Wait, why? Why?
Why is,
Why?
why is your hair so crunchy?
We
You
were
did
just-
not even fall in the
We
ocean.
were in a storm.
That was me.
We
Oh.
did fall in the ocean.
I did fall in the ocean.
I got
I
Kraken water on me.
Earnestly not like
It's
to
like
swim again.
terrible gamer girl bathwater.
What was that? What did you just say?
You're the same person.
Terrible camera curl back in the water? What did you say?
I like that better. Do
What the fuck did you just say?
Camera curl backwater.
you know the gamer girl bathwater shit? The Kraken water.
Camera.
Oh my god!
Camera
I just
curl.
turned my tinnitus on. My
Camera
ears
curl
fucking
back in the
ringing.
water. No, that your tinnitus is Lucas. Gamer girl bathwater
Yes,
I do know about.
yes.
Yes, unfortunately.
That was-
Not actually. I know of it as like a meme, but
It's-
like I know that she did it. I just don't know anything about it other than like a
Oh,
you know
that's all you need to
like
know.
a
That's all you need.
influencer sold it and
Yeah.
people bought it. And that's really
That's
all I
about
know.
That's all you need to know. But I said Kraken water, and that made me think of it. Which Tag didn't say gamer
Kraken
girl bathwater.
Kraken girl bathwater. I do happen to know you've got a thing for tentacles.
As the conversation turns jovial again,
Gotta keep the light.
they unfurl the ship sails and kind of start doing all the rigging and whatnot. And the ship, you guys feel as Sedge breaks the kind of tense air with a couple jokes at Tag's expense, and Tag's like, well, of
I'm
course.
used to jokes about
Then the ship.
Hey Tag, how much does it cost for a pirate to get their ears pierced?
I don't know, Sedge, how much?
A buccaneer.
Tag starts laughing and then he just like has a long cry for a little bit and then goes back to laughing again.
Insane.
Wait! I want to hug you.
Oh.
I'll hug you. Sedge will hug you,
Oh.
and it'll be good because he's like a big bison.
Yeah, you've never felt a more solid hug.
Oh.
And you can cry. You can cry in Sedge's arms
Mhm.
if you need to.
God, that's so sweet.
I feel like Tag needs a good cry. Also, thank you, Lexi, for laughing at me in the background because you've heard that joke, I think, maybe
A
700
buccaneer.
times. A buccaneer.
So good.
Huh?
She did. It was awesome.
Go catch it on the recording.
Nice.
So, this tender moment, broken up by jokes, making fun of Tag.
Can't
and
believe
his
we had that
cakes.
whole conversation before Jaime was able to get this barge on board.
Okay.
He is
I'm
he is just one guy.
I'm just joking.
Should we maybe help
I was
him?
like, I
don't
heard
know,
that,
Roz could-
Sedge.
You're a great one-man captain.
I'm providing some comfort to this traumatized traveler, and I will help you in a minute.
The ship just starts moving. I mean, okay. Yeah,
I'm not
Roz.
traumatized. I'm only troubled.
You guys are moving. Insane. That's because it's incorrect. Yeah, you guys start.
Spectrum.
You guys start moving toward the direction where Roz said the hidden cove was, across the bay on the other side. As you guys are finishing up your hug, Roz and Jaime are Roz is standing along Jaime as he's driving, and as he's talking about his boat and how it's dirtier than all the rest of the boats.
Your boat's really good, Jaime. It's
I mean,
really
you
strong
can
and
say
sturdy.
that this is the boat that saved the day.
Mhm.
You can take that back, and you can charge double for your services when you get back to town.
You bet your holy ass. That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah.
better gild this thing in gold.
You need
With what
like a
money? We didn't
what
make
if-
any money from.
wait. What if you had like a undead captain figurehead?
Yeah, go fish
You know?
up the captain from where
No,
you
you
got.
don't need his actual bones for that.
Oh, or
You just create his likeness, you know.
yeah.
I was planning on carving a kraken into the front of the
That's
figurehead.
pretty
That's
good, too.
actually a better idea than
As like
anything we
as like
just said.
respect to the
No, yeah,
the,
that's
the,
so
the
much
protector
better.
of this bay.
Oh, what's
rather
the
than-
did the protector have a name?
Do krakens have threatening faces? I do not know what they look like.
Oh wait, it's probably
other than
Van
their
Turnen. Van Turnen.
It's the kraken of Permare. What's the name of it?
Oh.
No.
You got to name the Kraken because you befriended it, ish, kind of.
I mean, if anything, you guys befriended it. You guys had a more intimate connection with that kraken than I've ever had. You told me to stay on the boat. I mean, I'm not mad about that or anything. That was what I should have done. But I'm just saying that. I mean, if anything, Sedge is friends with the kraken.
Yeah.
All I
Sedge is
did
friends
was stop us from shooting at it. Additionally,
Well, you also rang the bell, which is
Yeah.
like
this
that's how you
is
become.
true.
You know, the bell is on the.
It's like
I'm
a
just
friend
I'm
bell.
just saying the kraken is gonna be the figurehead.
Nice. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Do you need money to commission that?
I have a good job. I just needed the bay to be moving again, so then everybody
mm.
can get paid again.
I was gonna like should. what
I
is
mean,
it?
I'm not gonna say no to money.
What is it called?
are you gonna tip him?
I was gonna try
We're
to do
doing a service for
more
him.
with it. What?
Yeah.
What's
The
the
payment
Technically-
is the payment is us getting to where we need
What's
to
the
go.
word for when you fund art projects?
Commission?
No, because I wouldn't commission him.
Would you be a patron?
Sure, I'll be your patron.
You know, there's nothing that I've experienced in this context that'll make me think that's a weird thing. So I guess you could be my
not.
patron.
If you just like put my name somewhere on the boat, that'd be cool. And Tag is gonna give him 100 gold.
Cool. This is awesome. Thank you, Tom.
Man, this
He,
kid's
he does,
flashing around some serious.
He just goes
cash.
in like a dad way.
God,
Man, cool.
I didn't write down how many gold I had.
What is the ship called? It had.
Oh fuck.
No,
I
you
didn't-
never came up with a
I
name
never
for
came
it.
up with a name for it.
That was your
it's okay.
homework.
I never did.
I had,
By
like,
the time you
2,000
guys-
gold.
The next session, I'll tell you the name.
By the time we disembark.
By the time you disembark and the boat's sailing away. So yeah, he yells at Rav and is like, Rav, you need to embellish the side of the boat with the name that I haven't come up with yet. He doesn't say that. With the name of the boat and with Tag's name because he's.
God hasn't named my boat.
What's the name? What Tag? So just put Tag.
Just put tag.
Okay.
Tag it with tag.
Tag.
A tag.
Tag. Rav just kind of looks up and is like, yeah, okay. Rav is, over in like Roz is standing next to him, kind of like chatting back and forth, and they're talking about like the boat and the bay and like, oh, how's Primara gonna do? They're kind of like talking shop and stuff. Rav is over in his corner. Normally he'd be working on his like crossbow, but he's like, oh, somebody asked me to do something finally. So he's doing this. He's really excited to be helping you out. And you guys like notice like a stark difference in vibe. Like I know the conversation was pretty heavy, but like as you guys sail through and you're like starting to feel the sea and the air and like seagulls and stuff, like there's a stark difference from like when you guys entered Primara from the north and from right now. Like what used to be like rough seas and like dark clouds and rain and thunder is now like clear skies, like sun is shining and it's like warm. Like various.
Tag and Sedge had a sweet moment.
Yeah, exactly.
You've experienced some niceness.
Mm-hmm. We've honestly experienced only niceness from Sedge.
Mm-hmm.
That's, transparently what I intend with this character.
Yeah. You guys even see like seabirds are like floating alongside your boat and they're kind of like catching your wind and riding alongside you. I literally had written down the wind is in your hair. The sun feels warm and welcoming. How do you each like internally feel like after that fight? I imagine you guys are kind of just like reclining or like leaning against like the edge of the ship, like taking a moment to yourself. Even though you're together, you're like taking a moment to yourself. Like, how do you guys feel? How do your characters feel? Why did you guys decide to eat before I prompted you to talk?
We didn't know you were gonna prompt us to talk. The lentil curls compelled us. Tag is probably like kind of calming back down a little bit and like still like there really was still so much that he wanted to say but just was so scared about like the consequences that it could have for like Sedge and for Jaime and Roz and Rav and all the other people, and also like not really knowing how to phrase it because he doesn't really fully understand it himself still. Maybe just feeling like slightly more solid in like where he wants to go.
Cool.
And like feeling more comfortable with who he's with and like definitely wanting to get to the Silver Marsh so he can kind of figure out either how to get rid of this deal or like outsmart LaDonna or like use it to his advantage somehow to where he's not going to be another pawn. And make sure that no one else that he cares about gets like directly hurt because of that.
Cool.
And go figure out if whoever the hell he's been looking for his whole time is something he can find in Silver Marsh that he keeps forgetting about because he's dumb, because I keep forgetting about it.
Cool. How's Sedge feel?
Sedge.
I mean, you made an honor bound. You bound yourself to Tag. That's significant.
Yeah.
I think to Sedge though, he like views it differently, like, cause it like he's like it's not that it's not important to him. It very much is, but it's like he does things that are this level of important to him a lot, and so he feels like what he's seen his life as since like leaving Moonrook is like kind of going around the world and kind of just like doing various favors for various struggling people, and some of them have very simple problems and some of them have very complex problems, and so he's like, I am binding myself to Tag in this way, but like it's not something that I have not done before and won't do again. And he's like, so he feels like maybe good that he's brought Tag some comfort. I think more he's like, I don't have access to Moonrook or the other knights or our archives or any other resources that gives me any information on demons or anything like that. So I truly do not know how to solve this problem at all. So this is like above him, and so he's like, I can't do anything to help because we're going to be on this boat for a while longer, so he's just going to ground himself by doing what he can to help people in a way that he knows how to help people, which is just making some food. Like he's just making some food. He's
Oh,
just
yeah.
cooking.
Burgers.
Like he's cooking because he's like, I can't help Tag with his demon nonsense when we're on the boat, and I can't help anybody else with their problems, but at the very least we're going to be sailing for a while and we need to eat, so I'm going to cook something.
I'm reminding me because you specifically brought this up. You remember that as you think about that, and as Tag mentions, like, I need to go to the Silver Marsh for this specific reason. You remember that letter you got in Primare? I don't remember where you got it. But or even I think it was
must
even
have got
before.
it before Primare.
Before
because
even
I was
before you were
already-
on the carriage.
Yeah, because I had met up with the caravan after I had already got it. I don't know where I was. What was that?
I think
Mountain
you just-
zone. I might have been there, or something.
Pine Home.
I might have been there.
Fine home.
Yeah, it was like you went kind of like actually like around where you're heading to now.
Yeah.
But you remember that letter you got there being like, hey Sedge, this is the rest of the night. This is not how it was written.
Hey, Sedge.
Hey Sedge.
What's up?
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Hey,
Homie,
Sedge.
how's
This
it
is-
going?
This is the rest of those cool
Wait,
nights.
It's your rooks.
It's your
Rook
Rook
brothers.
The Rooks. It's the Rooks.
Sedge and the Rooks.
You remember that
Square.
you're like, I don't have the knights at my side, and you're like, oh wait, but I will because we're heading to where they're going. I was summoned to Silvermarsh to help deal with a random cult event that we don't really know what's going on. And
Wonder who could be
who
causing
could,
that.
you're like, I wonder who could be causing that, but you're like, at least, oh yeah, at least my other knights will be there. Thank
I'm
God
so
I'll
ready
have,
for all these
I'll have-
Moonrook voices.
I'll have, not everybody
all-
will be Southern.
And not because they're
They're from all around.
Yeah, because
They're gonna be more like this. Hi, Sedge. You remember us
Yeah.
back from school? They're
The institution?
gonna be Buzz Lightyears.
Yes,
Like because
actually.
they're good boy paladins. We're lawful good because we think what we're doing is the best thing that can
Oh,
happen.
I'm scared.
Because Sedge isn't from Moonrook. I don't know if you know that.
No, yeah.
But Sedge isn't from
He's from
Moonrook.
Lycena.
Lycana.
Lycana.
And I named it after Lycan because of Danny specifically.
My brain was like lycanthrope, like werewolves.
It's the land of the werewolves. And also the moss.
Yes,
And
the
also-
moss wolves.
But yeah, so you're like, oh, thank God my other paladin crew will be there.
Yeah.
Paladin cleric crew will be like, there'll be a detachment of knights there. Thank God. I'll have to maybe hide this guy
Yeah, I'm not going to
specifically
tell...
from them.
I'm not going to tell Tag about that, and I'm probably not going to tell them about Tag.
Right.
Maybe not immediately.
But you know
They
that
might
there'll
get the
be
wrong
people who
impression.
might know more about this specific thing because they've been detached directly rather than you're being like, oh, you were on a mission and then you're being kind of pulled in this direction.
Could I disguise self into a Catholic?
You're not going to look like one of the Knights of Moonrook, because there's like a dozen of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just be a
Um,
mini you.
Very strange.
Why do you look like a deformed?
You remember me? I'm Sedge.
In my
You
son,
remember my
Sedge?
you remember my slightly smaller clone?
He looks exactly like
This
me,
is
but
Hedge.
just 10% smaller.
Smedge.
Smith.
Small set.
Here's what happens when you uniformly scale my sprite slightly down.
When you transform it by 15%
There's no
down.
anti-aliasing.
The resolution on this boy is quite good.
Why are you fuzzy and also pixelated? Cool.
I've been compressed into a lossy JPEG.
I forgot to export as lossless.
No.
God. So as you're
Don't
cooking
even get me
food,
started on the file names.
as you're stewing, and somehow you shoot a grape on fire into a pot, and then you throw another pot on top of it, and you start to make stew.
Tag will help, however
Um,
you can.
I would like you to catch some fish.
I was gonna say, can I go catch some fish?
You
God?
sure as
Do
hell
it.
can.
go ahead and catch
I'm-
some fish.
I'll catch you a fish.
Amen.
As Tag kind of like walks
think I can
away,
say
you
that.
pick up just like a stick with just like a
Say
rope on it,
amen.
and then as you go to cast it, Rav just like casts a spell on it and turns it into
Oh,
a fishing
that's
pole.
so sweet.
And he just kind of rocks over and sits on you,
you
sits
can
next
sit on
to
my
you.
shoulders. That's cute.
Animal Crossing fishing time.
Yes.
How good do you fish?
Roll a d20, subtract. I'm kidding. Roll a d20.
Wait, do I get the new stuff from our levels now,
You guys,
or should we get it when we land?
you can get it. You guys, we can count the trip to the boat or to the cove as a long rest.
What do I add?
Did you already level up on your character sheet?
Yes.
I'll just say it's a flat d20 roll. It's just a luck check because you're just fishing. Because I don't know if you've ever fished before.
Or maybe this is like you
It's a
see a
30.
glowing spot
Can I
in the
use
river
beast
Styx.
speech to try and get the fish to come up?
Beast speech.
It's my Eldritch Invocation that I just got.
Wow.
It's basically speak with animals.
Warlocks. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Warlocks are fucking dope.
They just
That's
get
pretty wild.
shit. I don't really get how the spell slots work.
I
though.
do have an animal
Um,
handling proficiency, but I don't think that helps you catch
Well,
fish.
if I talk it into your hands, then you can handle it.
Does animal whether you can calm down a domesticated animal, keep a mount from getting spooked, intuit an animal's intentions. So I don't think I can catch fish with animal handling. And I'm
I'll
cooking.
say that gets you a decent fish because you're like, hey fish, come over here, and then you just kind of like hit it in the head with the fishing pole.
Nice.
And you're like, yeah, it's just like a good fish. It's like, and
Like
then
a-
you
like
can
a-
like,
like
just
little
hand it to
salmon.
Sedge.
Yeah, like Zagreus. You catch
So-
it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
instead of being like, oh, it's a scuffer
Catching
fish, it's a
in that
good
game is
fish.
insane because you have to hit it the second it goes down. Otherwise, it's
know.
not a perfect cast.
I know. It's
Which
true.
is dumb.
So as
There are fish that I still
caught a
haven't caught
fish.
because of that. I caught a fish.
I caught a scuffer.
Yeah, exactly.
Tib,
Yeah, where'd Tim come from? He's back.
as
I pull a wet cat out of a wet purple cat.
Rav's like, ew, go back to your fear wolf.
No.
As Tag and Rav are over there fishing,
Tag
working
and Rav.
working on pulling this in, Roz comes up to you, Sedge, and kind of just like sits next to you, by the pot.
you have something to confess to.
She kind of just looks at you.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
I
kidding.
mean,
I'm kidding.
I'll
I
just
did not
say it-
say that.
You don't say it in those words.
I didn't
where
say
you're
that
like-
because that would reveal that Tag confessed something, which I
Right.
don't
Yeah.
think I don't think I
That would
believe
be
really.
You know.
Well,
I
you
think
met
it'd
you
be
say
funny.
that, but Roz kind of comes up to you and sits. You know when somebody sits next to you and you can tell they want to say something to you, but they aren't saying anything yet, and they're just kind of looking at what you're doing.
Sedge will address Rosalind by asking her to chop tomatoes.
Hey, can you dice these for me?
She dices it super well because she's a swashbuckler rogue, and she's just like starts dicing it like
That's why
with
I
the
asked
like
you.
with
That's
the
more
like
of a
I know
mince,
you
not a
well.
dice.
you're fishing. Shut up.
No,
Nobody
but I know how
likes-
to cut. I know how to cut a fucking tomato.
Nobody likes
throws
a
the knife next to
backseat
you.
Sufex.
And she pulls out another knife and starts cutting it down. So, yeah, Rosalind starts talking to you, and she's like, "Oh, Sedge, so I've been talking with Jaime, and he was telling me that he wasn't sure he could like bring Primare back to what it was on his own, and was like, I wish I had a second in command, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a really cool job. Like, man, I wish I could do that, but I'm just a caravan runner. And he was like, oh, but like, the reason I said it like that is so you could be like, oh, I want to do that. And then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So
Rosalind, that
I'm
sounds.
gonna take him up on it.
I'm happy for you. That sounds lovely.
But I don't want to like I told you guys I was going to the Silver Marsh.
You don't need my permission.
She looks so heartened by that, being like, "Oh, I don't."
You don't need my permission. You're your own person. That sounds like a good fit for your talents.
She kind of just like,
I'm-
thank you, Sage. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
no, we're dating got the shots.
I was actually gonna say that this
Necrotic
session,
damage.
this session has been so fun that it might have broke my fever, but now my arm really hurts.
Oh, you have some ice.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Ooh.
I'm as a good fellow. I
It's kind
think
of like your sea dad.
Yeah.
he'll be I reckon he'll be a really good business partner too.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't felt this connection to the ocean since, I mean, like, I left home, but, like, we've literally, like, connected with the ocean. So, like, oh no, I literally touched you right on the mark. That's unfortunate.
You got the juice.
Yeah, I mean, I just
The
really,
immunity juice.
I just really wanted to help Tag get to the Silver Marsh because I know he needs. I mean, you heard what he said last night in the freaking boat, or like it's this morning in the boat. Like, he's not okay.
No, the
He can barely
the
fish.
lad is struggling. This is
I
true.
can do other things besides
You
fish.
can't hear what I'm saying, Tag. Just throws another knife.
Tag, there's no need to eavesdrop. It's okay. No, yeah, he's I think he'll be okay. He's going through it now, but I think he'll make it out all right. You should you should keep this. You should follow up on this.
Yeah,
You know,
I think.
I mean, we were always a loose caravan. You know, we were here all together because we had a common goal, but we knew we would split off at some point or another.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that's true. I mean, Rav is gonna stay here. Like, he's not. Even if I gave him money and a job, I think he would just follow you guys because you guys are more interesting than this. She points at a very calm bay and like area, just like ships are starting to like furl down and stuff. And you're like, this is you can. I don't know if you can tell by Rav. Rav is catapulting fish out of the water with spells.
Tag is like frantically trying to catch
Oh
them.
my god, you guys are playing Mario Party over there.
Yeah, I think that Rav will make more sense going with you guys, and he always says that he wanted to stay on our caravan until somebody came along with magic items that he could fix. And I think you guys are the first people I've ever met that have a magic item, let alone several. Each.
Sounds like many of us have found our calling on this trip.
Yeah, so if I found out the Rav dies, I'm coming after you, Sedge.
I count on it. Is there anything that you or Jaime need to start out before we depart? You've already, I mean,
we
you've
got-
done so much.
We got
for
money
us.
from Tag, I guess.
Oh, that's true. I don't know where he came into that much money.
Dude's
Probably doing something untoward, if you ask me.
He's been jingling like a maraca the whole time. I don't know how much money he has, but there's a lot of it. I
If you
can
don't want
hear
me to
that.
keep listening, then stop talking about me.
Stop jingling your money bags around us, money bags.
Don't worry about where I got this. It was it was 100%
only good
legal.
things, Tag. Only good things.
It wasn't an insurance scam.
Silence.
Wait, what? It wasn't an insurance scam though.
It wasn't.
Didn't you just just straightforwardly stole it from other criminals, right?
No! Hinda gave it to me. Hinda gave me like 2,000 gold. From
Yeah,
the full frog.
that's what you stole from the fire guys.
Half of it was from the
The
fire
Emberfists.
guys, and the other half was
Well,
the money
they
that
stole
they
from
stole.
other people. They were bad guys anyway.
I don't think it's. I don't wanna ask into his affairs. It's frankly none of my business.
As somebody who used to be a criminal, don't. Because he's just gonna say a bunch of stuff that's gonna make a nice man like you just feel bad, and it's just not worth it. He just like he kind of looks at you and just like, yeah, and you can see her being like, I remember when I was a criminal too,
What the fuck was Ross
and
a
then
criminal?
she's just like,
Rosalind remembers when she also died and made a deal with
Rosalind
it.
also has a contract.
she looks down at her and goes,
Oh yeah.
she's just a
Oh, what if
QCL
it's
criminal.
Barnacle-y?
That'd be really cool.
I don't know. Maybe one of those demons does barnacles. I don't know. Probably not.
We won't know until we meet him.
You got a lot of money from Tag, but no, you've just the caravan and showing us to your route to the Silver Marsh. That is appreciated. I frankly wish you all the best.
I think you guys have set us up better than like staying in town and fighting drunks would have done.
And moping around in the foggy city that will never be uncloudy.
Yeah, I mean it could be cloudy because it's like how weather works, but
Sure.
it won't be cloudy all the time.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Cool. Thank you. She's like, yeah. And she kind of does the thing where she kind of just like does a really quick hug and then like runs away.
Aww.
And then she
It's very
she
funny
just starts
because I
tying
think-
random rope.
I think she's like Sedge sees her as the leader, so it's kind of cute that she was like, "Hey, like, I just want to make sure it's okay with you all, but I got this really good job offer." All like she's not asking for permission, but she kind of is a little bit, and it's very cute because I think Sedge was like, "Oh, but
Or
like,
like
you were the
encouragement
the
to
leader."
go.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a
Support.
blessing, I guess.
Mhm.
Right.
Can I do anything
You should
that
bless
would be a
her.
blessing?
You can do ceremony because she's getting a new job.
You could do ceremony.
That's
Well,
usually
you could
for
do-
marriage, but I could do. Let's see. Whoa.
You could bless the ship.
There's some kind of cool stuff
There's some
in here.
intense ceremony stuff.
Atonement. I can touch a willing creature and restore a target to its original alignment,
Nope.
which is pretty cool.
My
Bless
alignment
water.
hasn't really
That's
changed.
what I'm saying.
You can touch a vial of water and cause it to become holy. Coming of age, which I think is so cute, and I've always wanted somebody to do it in some campaign.
It's so cool.
One humanoid who's a young adult for the next 24 hours. Whenever the target makes an ability check, it can roll a d4 and add the number it rolled.
Aw.
It's coming of age. It's very cute.
Mhm.
Oh wait. No, never mind. Dedication, which is you touch a humanoid who wishes to be dedicated to your god's service. Funeral rite, which I did for the corpses, for the bone guys. For the next 7 days, the target can't become undead by any means short of a wish. And then wedding. I don't think...
None of them really apply.
You can
I
just
don't
flavor it.
I think flavoring it, you kind of with that like.
I don't need to give them
send off.
stats.
You don't need to give them stats because they're
They're gonna leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But their first day will be their first day on the job.
They're setting
They'll
up
like
well.
really
Mhm.
that because I think all of these are like
It
for
could
the
be
next
kind of
day.
like coming of age flavoring, where it's like new boat.
Whoa! Oh, this is so cute. Wedding. You touch adult humanoids willing to be
Adult.
bonded.
Please
Okay.
make sure they're
No,
adults.
but look, this is cool because they don't
There's a
specify.
reason that
They
they had
don't.
to specify they're adult.
They don't specify gender and they don't specify number. So you touch adult humanoids
Consenting
willing to
adults.
be bonded together in marriage for the
That's
next 7 days.
cool.
For the next 7 days, each target gains a +2 bonus to AC while they are within 30 feet of each other. A creature can benefit from this rate again only if widowed.
So they are Catholic.
I guess or divorced, but they didn't say that.
You can't get divorced.
You can't.
if you're Catholic.
You
can.
I feel like you can.
You can.
I
You
don't
can
know.
now. You couldn't before.
I'm pretty stringent with my gods.
Yeah, let's see. Saving throws, ability checks. Yeah, maybe coming of age. I'll do a ceremony that's like new hire.
That's cute.
And it's just they can for the next 24 hours when they make ability checks to get their ship ready for shipping purposes, they can add d4s,
Hell yeah.
which is
Cute.
Which
It's
is-
it's basically blessed.
I mean that's savings. That's setting them up well for the first
That's,
day at
that's,
least.
that's
Yeah.
pretty good. Cool.
Nice.
So that's what I'll do. I'll do
So you
ceremony
kind
for
of,
them.
I mean, I would say Sedge probably does that pretty like subtly, like just being like,
You
oh,
bless
just like
the
a.
soup and then they eat the soup.
That's pretty good.
You guys,
Tag
don't,
and
you guys
have
don't get those.
The,
Walk
vibes.
over with
the
a bunch of
combination
fish.
of them both eating the soup and Sedge saying like you don't need my blessing,
Exactly.
but you don't need my blessing,
But here
I
it
will get
is.
to you. Yeah, exactly. That combination
Bless.
that combination creates the ceremony new hire.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Hell
so
yeah.
cute.
I love those.
Wow.
So yeah, as
Being
you
a
kind
paladin is fun actually.
paladins are holy characters are
I just
awesome.
gotta like bury our dead opponents, clean up a Kraken island, and give people blessings to do well in their new business adventures.
Yeah. It's very
Okay,
sweet.
There's a reason I love my
That's
paladins.
good.
So yeah, after this short little ceremony, you guys kind of spend a little bit of time eating around this like big communal stove. You get little cups and a little stew. And yeah, the ship continues across the bay. Y'all are like admiring the views and the like the brisk, like nice air. And Jaime starts to like point the ship kind of in like the direction where Roz is pointing to where the cove is.
Excuse me. I'm
So Sedge in character.
That's mighty fine soup.
If I do say so myself.
And y'all are able to take
my God.
one last look around to see the surroundings of the bay that you freed before delving into the area of the cove in the Smuggler's Run that Roz told you about.
She already knows a smuggler's cove in this particular bay where she's going to be working. She's going to do great.
It's gonna do amazing. You take in that kind of moment of like Sonder that tends to happen while you're traveling, kind of just like marveling at
What's Sonder?
It's a
Is it like
Finnish
somber?
word?
It's-
No, it's like
I
one of
don't
those
know, I don't
words
know.
that doesn't have a direct translation.
yeah, it's
into
one of those
English.
words that kind of just like made, but it's like the feeling of
Feeling of realizing that everyone, including strangers passing the street, has a life as complex as one's own.
marveling in the fact that things are happening concurrently in other people's lives as they happen in yours. You guys are kind of just like looking around, being like, oh, like, yeah, we experienced this like intense fight, but like that means something completely different to other people. Like you look back at the docks of Primare and see that like movement is happening once again where before it was not. Ships are like kind of like lowering their sails, getting ready to go out. People are, you kind of see caravans like starting to load up and get out. You also look around, you keep looking around, and your eyes happen to fall towards the south, towards your eventual destination. You guys are heading to the Silver Marsh toward the south of the continent.
Your compass is pointing north, right?
Is it still pointing north?
It's still pointing north.
Okay.
Um,
So it's pointing
it's-
like mostly opposite from where we're
so
going, right?
yeah, you're like, if you guys like this is pointing north, you guys are kind of going like kind of this direction because you have to go toward the mountains that are a little to the side to get down. As you think of the magical answers that you're looking for, as well as the reconnection with your knights that you seek in that direction, you also kind of like see something. For a brief moment, as you guys are kind of like looking at their kind of like daydreaming, you see like a large pillar of like silver energy flare up in the deep distance and like slowly fade away.
The Avatar has returned.
The Avatar's returned. Knowing what you know, it's like a magical area, so it's not like, oh my god, what is that? You're just kind of like, oh, there's like a weird giant pillar of light.
It's kind of notable.
Interesting.
Have you seen that before?
Have I seen that before?
Probably not.
They're probably some wizards in
Is
New
it
York.
like
I mean,
geyser?
they're
Things.
wizards.
I don't know if they make pillars of light though.
If you guys want to make Arcana checks, you can.
That was kind of cute because it bounced against the thing, but it didn't make my roll any better. That's a 9.
17.
Damn.
Okay.
Wizard
Not
roll.
Not
You
being
didn't
intelligent,
make-
man.
You didn't make the DC,
Ugh.
but it's. I guess you can tell it's like, oh, something significant happened right there. Like that's like, oh, I guess I'll keep that in mind.
Oh
So,
Ugh.
Something significant happened there.
I don't know. That seems significant.
A wizard's tower could have exploded. A giant animal could have breathed a breath weapon. Something could have happened. You don't know what happened there because you didn't roll high enough.
Why am I
But
sitting in this chair?
I do not know. But yeah, you see this silver energy kind of flare up in the deep, deep distance and then fade away slowly. As the ship approaches where the you're kind of like nearing the cliffside mountainside, and you're like, huh, it's weird that we're not really like seeing a hole. You're nearing like where Roz says the cove is, but it doesn't seem to be anything there. Jaime kind of just goes like, hey Roz, what the fuck? What's it? I'm not just gonna like do one of those things where I just have to like believe you and just drive into the rocks, right?
I think you might have to just believe her. We
Roz is still like eating soup and just kind of just like really enjoying it and being like, oh shit, hold on, what? No. And she kind of like shoves him aside and takes the wheel, and then she like spins the wheel one way and like turns the ship, and then spins the wheel the other way and curves it on a specific bend. The ship was kind of going one way, but now it's going like southeast. And then as she does this move, you kind of see this optical illusion kind of fade away. At this angle, you see kind of like an opening. You see that the rocks are in such a way that from any other angle other than this specific angle, you can't see the opening. But since you're approaching on this specific heading, you can see like this brief opening, or like this small opening. Think like Jack Sparrow shit, like
It's so Indiana Jones.
it's
It
just
is
like you
very
need to look at
Indiana
it from
Jones,
this
yeah.
You
angle.
know, it's the invisible bridge.
You need to look at it from this angle on calm shore, on calm waves, and then you can get through it. Which is why she needed the storm to be gone.
Can I watch my compass when we're making these moves? Is
Yeah.
the compass remaining north pointing?
Yeah, the compass does the compass thing of like, oh, north is that way, like
Sure.
kind of goes like that.
Oh.
I need to do something in my head really quick. Hold on. Yeah, you should. Yeah, it stays north.
If it helps, apparently Minotaurs have a labyrinthine recall, so I always know which direction is north. And I have advantage
That's
on
super
wisdom
cute.
survival checks that I make to navigate or track.
That's super cool.
Which I didn't know until I knew that I had that feature, like
That's-
I'd read it
yeah.
before, but it's harder when it's just in like PDF form as opposed to my pirating D&D Beyond, where
Right.
I'm like, wow, look at
And
this.
this
Yeah.
kind of collate the information in a nice
It
way.
does,
Um,
which sucks, but it does.
yeah. At this angle, the cove begins to appear. As you guys are like heading there, about to enter, is there anything you want to do before you go? Maybe before the ship slows and pulls in?
Brad, are you still working on that scarf thing?
He's wearing it. Yes.
Oh, you made it pink for you.
Yes.
Wait, what is the thing?
What's that? He tries to roll the stuff. You're looking at him, so it's bad. And he just
Tag
kind
is
of goes,
still just like looking at him.
turn around.
Yeah, he spins around.
He just throws it at you.
Oh. Like he spins around and it hits him in the face.
Yeah, he's like, what? I spun it, and yeah. Yeah, it's now like a whatever shade of pink or red you want it to be.
You can't have a pink scarf with pink undertones,
Your skin is
overtones in
pink.
your skin. It's
He
too
doesn't-
much.
He doesn't. He likes pink.
But
He's
if
a
he's
pink
wearing pink and his
boy.
skin is pink,
He's
then
not
it's
wearing
pink on
pink.
pink on pink on pink.
He's wearing brown.
No, but if his scarf was pink, is what I
I
mean.
guess that's true.
Oh, it can be. What about a? Actually, Rav, I changed my
Maybe
mind.
like
I
a
don't want it to
maroon.
be pink. Can it
I
be...
think green would go really well with your skin.
That would make him so sad. If it's green, he's just like.
No. Tragic.
What about purple? Can you make it purple? Actually.
It was already purple.
Okay.
Boom.
You read my mind.
Yeah. So he throws this like kind of like dark maroon purple, kind of like a deep wine color
Cute.
scarf at you.
I want Sedge to be drinking a warm beverage at this time.
Hot cocoa.
Yeah.
There
something
was
like
one
that.
really good line you said at one point because Sedge had woken up early and you're like, yeah, he's drinking coffee, except, and I like to do that too, except I drink hot chocolate because I'm a child.
That's pretty good.
And I lost my
Because
sounds like
Rav worked
something
on
I
this
would
for
say.
you,
That's so funny.
and he changed the color. I'll say he also did the same thing as the identify spell. And you have the scarf or tunic of the clouds. However you choose to wear it is what the name is. The whatever of the clouds. Probably a scarf, like a cowboy scarf.
Yeah.
While wearing this item, your jump height increases by 5 feet, and your jump distance increases by 10 feet.
Thank God. He
Oh,
can jump
fucking-
now.
You need that. Just want to warn you that I will have to call it probably when we get in this zone because I'm
Waiting.
waning.
That's
my-
the goal. Boyo.
Jump plus 5.
good because my
Jump up +5, jump forward +10.
my weak constitution after having got those shots.
It's okay that you have an 8 constitution.
Yeah.
You don't need it for anything unless you're trying to not die.
Yeah. Yeah, just that. Just that.
That's all.
I remember that there was a time when I was like, oh, like we're all gonna drink fantasy coffee, and then Lucas was like, there's just coffee in my world.
No fantasy about it.
You don't need
Just
to
beans.
You don't need to make a fantasy
Just
coffee.
beans.
Just boil beans.
Fantasy energy beverage.
Cool. So the ship pulls into the cove. It's a pretty tight fit, but that's because your ship is about the biggest ship that can make it in here because it's supposed to be quick smuggling ships. As you enter, it's like hard to see at first due to like the darkness that's inside because you're coming from a bright day.
The darkness inside.
The darkness inside your souls.
Said
It's
you have
hard,
darkness
it's hard to
inside
see
me.
because of the darkness inside.
I actually have full dark vision and I'm a fiend touch, so I can see perfectly.
Yeah.
You know what you can't do is go from light to dark immediately.
I'm glad that
Sometimes
got
eyes
our
just get like really big.
one of our two
Uh,
listeners to laugh.
Your eyes
Laugh,
begin to
Philippe,
adjust
please.
as
No,
you're
I mean,
able
Lexi
to
was laughing
begin
over
to
there.
make out the different features of the cove. A decently sized cave opens up around you as your ship pulls in, and big enough for ships like yours to come in and out, as well as dock at a small pier in front of you,
Cute.
but small enough to easily be hidden amongst the cliffside. There are several small buildings around the pier you're heading to, roughly like hewn and kind of carved, but well used and seemingly not currently inhabited. Unlit torches are on poles kind of dot around the surrounding area. It's like this place is used and has been used, and people come through here, but it doesn't seem like there are people here right now. Stalagmites and stalactites kind of dot the floors and ceilings respectively, and yeah, I made sure because I thought you guys were gonna call me on it and say which one's which.
I thought about it.
Wait. There's a
Stalagmites and
no, but there's like
I was like, what comes directly out? What is
Spheres.
this? What is
Or
water.
here.
Water doesn't do that, but that
But
would
what
be
if it
pretty-
did?
It could in a
And it
fantasy
would just
world,
be
I
a
guess.
stalagmite
Yeah.
or stalactite. What were you gonna say?
If you had like a wind tunnel or something where the rain was blowing sideways, that you could have.
Hey, can we wrap
No.
up soon? Because I'm
Okay.
getting really
No,
tired.
I did
What if you had a
wanna-
wind tunnel that blew the mineral water sideways and made a sideways stalagmite or stalactite?
I was gonna ask. So
Insane.
there's like a shore inside that has
Yeah,
the
there's, like-
stalactites and stalagmites. Okay.
Yeah, there's kind of like a little pier like big enough for like a ship or maybe two to like pull
Okay.
up and dock at, but it's made for like, hey, we're gonna load all of our boxes onto this and send it out at night.
Okay.
Yeah, you Jaime kind of like cuts the sail and kind of like lets you guys drift into the thing and does like the lasso and pulls the boat in, dropping
Moors
anchor, moors it to the pier. Roslyn kind of makes an announcement, basically says the same thing you said to Sedge, being like, so I got a good job with Jaime making sure that the bay gets back to what it was, and we get
That's awesome.
shipments moving back and forth through the bay, get people's food back on, and yeah, just kind of keep stuff moving around this area.
You're good at moving stuff.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that I won't be able to move you and you two to the south, but
It's
Hey,
gonna like
Roslyn.
like you have
Yeah,
moved.
shut up! I was gonna make that
They
fucking
say
joke.
they like
You have
both take.
moved us.
You have moved us.
she like does the thing where like her eyes water a little bit, but she's like, What?
Rise
I'm
water,
trying to
but
be-
You got some
I'm
salt
trying to be
water in your
sincere,
eyes.
and
Rise
you're
water, but
you're just
it's
fucking.
because you're like, oh, you two are so stupid.
Yeah, you guys can't tell if it's like because of the dumb joke or it's because she's like. But Rav will continue to come with you guys. He's like, yeah, if your guys' magic weapons break, you don't know anybody else smart enough to do them.
What
What would happen if
happy.
your magic item broke and I wasn't here? Huh? What would happen? Nothing, because I wouldn't be there to fix it.
You're so
we'd,
right.
we'd be happy to receive your assistance.
Good, because I'm coming. Because I need to get some cool ass magic components from the Silver Marsh.
Nice.
And also, I've never been through these mountains.
Rosalind, before you go, also wanted to say, if any of the others happen to still be in Promare, Keg or Deg, or any of the others. What? That's what the actual
I know,
fucking
I'm just
names
laughing
are.
at my stupid name.
Isa, Una,
Use?
Isis.
Who's he?
If they happen to
Sounds
be
They are
there,
big.
still in the city when you get back, give them my best.
I'll do that, Sedge. Thank you too for all
And
your guidance.
and if Peto's still there, keep an eye on him.
I'm
You can
almost
get-
certain that he's
you-
already left.
You can give him my best too, but keep your distance.
Can you?
He's squirrelier than Tag.
Yeah, I've never
I
seen
think
anybody squirrely than Peto.
Oh,
Wait, no.
Now I gotta out squirrely him.
Well, I mean, from what I've seen, he is more squirrely than you.
Oh.
And you have a reason to be squirrely, and he doesn't. Other than
I
being
mean,
a criminal.
So is he.
No, I'm saying he's a criminal.
Oh.
And you're
I'm also a criminal.
afflicted with criminal stuff.
Why are
Afflicted
you
with
winking
criminal.
both of your eyes?
Because I'm trying to not say. I hope you guys have a really good trip through the mountain. I've heard some crazy shit going on in here.
Yeah.
As long as you go the right way, you probably won't hit it.
Do you
Does
have a
she-
mail system in
Wait.
Pomare?
Yeah.
Or- okay.
Can you
Yes.
provide us with the right way, a map? Because we will not have your guidance anymore.
I've only come through these tunnels coming to here, so I've never come the other way, and and that was like 15 years ago.
Okay.
I can see in the dark. You got.
Tag can see in the dark. I've got a lad who sees
I
in
got
the dark.
fire. We can manage. We got Rav.
Rav just like slaps your shin, and some of your armor just starts glowing. We're good.
My boot. I got glow boots.
Do you really? You have glow boots? Oh.
I did.
Just for right, I
He
get it.
slaps like your shield and makes it glow even more.
Can you make one of his horns glow?
No, that'd be rude.
I would rather
He jumps
not.
up and slaps one of your horns and makes it glow.
No.
Which one is it? The broken horn or
Don't
the full
touch my
horn?
broken horn. I'm sensitive about it. God.
And he touched the broken one.
No.
Oh, that didn't happen.
A little bit
What
more of it
happened?
flex off.
Oh, fuck. Well, bye. Please, nobody saw that.
Oh, can Tag give Roz a letter to try and get to Moonrook or wherever the hell Camille and
Oh,
those guys are going?
yes.
Interesting.
Are you addressing it to Camille? Who are you addressing it to? Because that'll make it. Whoever you address it to will make it go faster.
Would Camille go faster or Gayron?
Garen?
You're Gayron. Camille would probably be the fastest. You
Okay,
think?
yeah, to Camille then.
Cool.
Gayron. That's our new. That's Jennifer's husband. Gayron.
It's the same that he's dead because you can't call him Gayron.
It's also really funny because he is canonically the only straight character in this world.
That's Dayron.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
So making his nickname Gayron is funny because he's the only straight.
It would be the
character
only
in
one who
this
would take
world.
offense. Everybody else would be like, yeah, I know.
Yeah. There is actually a Gayron out there somewhere who's just living his best gay life.
There is, I'm sure.
Mhm.
I'm
She takes
certain
the
of
letter,
it.
Anthem kicks off. I just assume you'd be like, ah, Gayron.
Yeah. Earn.
I never thought you would be sending a letter to Moonrook. That's weird. but cool. Camille.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait,
who
do
that
I
is.
fucking know Camille?
Oh, that's a. I mean,
yeah,
I was
are
gonna
they
ask you about
interesting
this, and then it kind of got.
question?
Because like I don't know if
She-
all paladins are Moonrook paladins, but if she's going to fucking
Not all
Moonrook,
paladins know each other.
Okay, she is.
it's like a profession. It's not a race. I
Um,
don't think it's bad. I don't think it's
she
problematic.
is a paladin for a different
Because
god.
she's the moon.
She's to the older moon and sun
Saloon.
gods. She's to the moon saloon.
Something.
Saloon? Yeah, Saloon is
Yeah.
the moon god. She is a paladin to them. You would have heard of Camille. Camille of the Moon.
Have I? Because I.
Vaguely, oh, I've heard of. There's this paladin who became the head of the guard in the
Tag
Twin Cities.
drew a
Oh,
fucking
sure.
moon on it.
Maybe we've
That's
there
was a conference.
we've been present at functions before, but we haven't sat next to one
Mm.
another.
You
Sort of
have seen this dark
Yeah.
this dark elf paladin dark gray
There
skin,
are only so many of us.
white
That's
hair. I mean, yeah, that is
Does
true.
Sedge say anything?
You see as you
well,
hand
are you
the
just?
letter across,
am I
you
gonna
can
be?
kind of look at it.
Am I going to
and
be
see
like
Camille.
eavesdropping on who you're
If you
addressing
want.
a letter to?
I don't know.
No. Tag.
I mean,
you'll
I
have
wouldn't
to.
say it's eavesdropping to see a name, Camille.
Yeah, but that takes
Moonrook.
like look, if you want to talk about Camille, you bring it to Sedge.
Okay.
He's gonna be a good boy, and he's
I'm
gonna be
gonna-
unloading the ship, and he's not gonna snoop on your addresses on
I'm
who you're
gonna-
sending mail to.
So Danny's not metagaming so hard; they're just not even gaming.
No, that's not true. That's not true because I want to have maybe we can have a conversation about it, but I don't want Sedge
we
to
can
be.
save it for the
I don't
cave.
I don't want Sedge to be the kind of person that's looking over somebody's phone as they're texting.
That's fair.
You know?
I feel like also Tag keeps forgetting that you are a knight of Moonrook and is just you're just a bison guy who walks
big
around
armor.
with a big armor.
He's
and a
got big
sword.
armor with the
'Cause he's
insignia
so-
of Moonrook.
Detached from the religious
From law.
ongoings.
Tag, I hate to say it, but you did write your patron's name on Moonrook letterhead.
I might have. Oh.
Does
Does it just burn into flame?
You see it for a moment, and you're like, "Oh, LaDonna." Oh shit. Yeah. So you hand the letter off. They kind of hug goodbye.
Cute.
And then let's say Sedge, they unmoor, and then you kind of push them back because you're just
how you
like a
push the
bell,
bell,
just like that.
yeah.
It's like you push the bell.
Call back.
They kind of slowly. The ship slowly goes out, and you kind of see them standing on the ship, floating away. And the three of you kind of turn around
Cave.
at the cave. Water
Stalactites
dripping from the top, water dripping from the side, water dripping from the bottom. You see some rats kind of running around. You see some boxes over there, and then you see a couple cave entrances in the back of this area.
It's just
And
you
that
and me and a
is-
fucked up goblin.
Yeah.
And on that
We're all
note,
fucked up
that's where we'll
goblins.
end this session.
Hey. You can't use my themes joke against me.
I'm so sorry. So yeah, don't forget to follow us on
Like and
Patreon.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Fully, you still haven't followed us.
You can find me at Lost and Moss.
It's
on all
weird.
platforms.
Philia's following us, but she's not a patron.
I know,
That's
and it's only
unfortunate.
costs $1 a month to support.
It's free to be a
your
patron. It's weird that you
favorite
just
D&D
haven't hit the button.
podcasters.
Your favorite unnamed
And maybe in a
D&D
year
podcast.
you'll get a sticker from us. Who knows? We might be
That's
making
true.
merch.
All patrons get access to
Yeah.
a secret back channel.
Maybe you'll
where
see
we talk
Andy's
about-
unhinged art
where we
that
talk
she
about
draws
nonsense.
at 3 a.m.
That's
I
art's
have
fantastic.